Welcome back to And This Guides. In today's video, we are going to show you how to master sub-items in Monday.com. Let's begin. Now, the first thing that you need to do is to log in using your credentials. If this is your first time in Monday.com, I need you to click the Get Started option. And from here, just to follow the on-screen instructions and you're good to go. Mastering sub-items in Monday.com can significantly enhance your ability to manage complex projects and tasks. But before diving into the basics of sub-items, you have to ensure you understand what sub-items are and how they function within the Monday.com framework. In my case, I'm going to be working on my main workspace. And for example, this is the task that I'm going to work with, and that is how to master sub-items in Monday.com. Now, we have a separate video on how to add a sub-items, you might want to check on that. But basically, all they're gonna do is there's a plus button here. All right, if you don't want to see some active panes, but right click on the main tasks or main item and click on the add sub-item. Now, the sub-item is essentially tasks nested under the parent item, which is how to master sub-items. All right, so I'm going to rename this as maybe sub-item to master. Okay. Now, obviously, this will allow for granular tracking and management of specific elements within a broader task. All right. Now, again, this one is the parent item, the main item, or the main task under the sub-item is nested. Now, you see, there are multiple options here on this task. Specifically, if you wanted to assign this to a specific, maybe... Now, obviously, you can customize the sub-item. When you click on here, there are multiple ways for you to add the plus button here. See that? Of course, you can write an update. For example, I'm going to put in something like this one and add some GIF. All right, let me do that and find a GIF for you. Maybe here, something like that, and add a picture. Once you have uploaded so many items, you can of course put in the owner. Maybe something like assign role. And of course, you can put in some assignee. On the three buttons here, you have the settings. You can customize the people column. All right, you can put in unlimited people allowed in this column, say 1, 2, or 3, depending. For example, but put in unlimited. And again, go to the settings. You can add a description, by the way. You can restrict column editing, and of course, you can restrict column view, depending on the permission level that you're comfortable to give to the collaborators. Or, for example, if you are working with multiple freelancers in a certain project here at Monday.com. Now, you can add another filter here, wherein you can put in the where, the group name, and the equivalent to top group to door completed. All right, so you can sort, and you can hide and group by, and there's more filters that you can work with here. Right now, on the plus note, again, just go to the settings. You also have a option for the column type. You can use the text, for example, this one, or you can use a drop down instead. So depending on your preferences here on the now, you might want to change the color of the status for every sub-items you wanted to. For example, are you stuck within the sub-item, working on it, done already? You can also click on edit labels so you can work with it. For example, any. Now, if you hover to the options here, you see you can add column to the right. You can connect boards if you wanted. You can connect files if you wanted, mirror, progress trackings, and more columns. Right here, you can choose all these essentials. For example, status, label, priority, Monday doc. You can add to board. For example, we're going to add Monday doc on the board. You see that one? Monday doc. You can create a new doc if you wanted. Just wait for it to load. So there's a lot that you can work with here on Monday.com. The idea is once sub items are created, they can manage independently or in relation to the main item. Of course, you can update statuses, assign team members, and track progress specifically for each sub item or sub items that you wanted. For example, sub item to master. This is going to be the sub item, and then the master is going to be the other file. Of course, you can start from scratch. You can create meeting notes, to-do list, project plan, marketing brief, and feature specs. Now, I'm going to just create a meeting notes. For example, the date of the meeting, attendees, of course, if you're working with multiple freelancers or collaborator within the specific task or sub item here in Monday.com. All I'm going to do is click on add. All right, you can add that, or you can also have the option to present this specific Monday docs to the meeting. All right. You can also add a real-time comment from it so that all the feedbacks will be put in one form. And of course, you can aggregate the data from sub-items to provide an overview at the parent item level, such as showing the title spent or the overall progress. I'm going to click on the three dots here. You can export to PDF if you wanted, copy doc link, and there's a lot that you can work with. All right, so basically that's how you master sub items here at Monday.com. It's a very handy tool that allows for more precise tracking of progress within a larger task, making it easier to identify bottlenecks or delays. Because sub items can help you estimate the time required for each part of a task, for example, this one, enabling better planning and time management. I find it very useful for tasks that involve multiple stages or dependencies. For example, if you're working with a programmer, developer, or graphic designer, or back-end support, you might want to create sub-items here on Monday.com. Because again, each sub-item can have its own columns and automations, allowing you to customize the workflow for different parts of task. Now, similarly, if you click on the ad here, you might want to search names, roles, or teams. If you are working with a large project, you can invite new member by email. Just enter their email. For example, in my case, I'm going to be adding andyguide@outlook.com. I'm going to invite the other collaborator here. Click that. And of course, you can also change the role here. Okay. Now, if you wanted to get more insight and troubleshooting guidelines, if you're encountering any problems along the way, mastering or adding sub items here in Monday.com, I want you to click on this question help button here at the upper right corner. Type in your question to see if you get an answer. Otherwise, just contact us option is at the bottom right corner, where you can just simply click live chat, email, or request a call, billing issues. It all depends on you. All right. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you again in the next one.